And we are back again with another DEADMAN mode tournament, and this year I believe I'm only one of the few content creators to actually be making any videos or streaming it or anything like that. Most of the main guys are kind of just doing their own thing, so I really want to try my best to provide you guys with as much DEADMAN mode content as I can. With that being said, this tournament is going to be of like none other that I've done before. In recent times, I've only really competed in one other tournament, and in that tournament I got pretty fed. I had a whole bunch of people feeding me. This time here, I'm doing most of it on my own. I do have one friend who's been helping me out with items here and there just for training and stuff like that. So I don't know how much PKing content I'm going to be able to do. I really just want to be able to see how far I can make it. Obviously, like I said, I'm not doing it 100% self-sufficient, but I don't think I'm going to be getting enough stuff in order to be doing anything major. So PKing would be a miracle. I'd have to get a couple good drops and stuff like that. But without further ado, this is the first 2 days of the DEADMAN tournament for me. I'm going to try and upload at least once every 2 or 3 days just to keep you guys updated. A lot of this stuff is going to be AFK training as well, so I don't really want to be including stuff in there. But any decent drops or anything funny that happens, any kills, or any type of progress or achievements, this is what I've been up to. Hope you guys enjoy, and let's jump right into it. So typically every DEADMAN tournament and seasonal, I usually try and use all of my magic staff charges on the black demons underneath Edge Dungeon right away, just because it's a really good way to get your magic level up. It's not too packed. The monsters have a decent enough hit points level that you're going to be able to kind of AFK it, and on top of that, they're in the wilderness, so you have a chance at PvP weapons and armors, as well as also getting a tier 5. Unfortunately, since I do have so much HP, you don't actually get to kill that many of them, but I figured that if I gotta get magic up anyway for teleports and stuff like that, I may as well do it on something that I can get a decent drop on as soon as possible. Unfortunately, this time around, I didn't get anything, but in the past, I have gotten tier 5s and stuff like that, or rune items. Either way, this is what I decided to do, and we ended up with like 53 or 52 magic, so not too bad to start. Next on the list was obviously getting some combat up, so I had to get some defense to 20 for studded, because that's the cheapest and most affordable armor for range early in. On top of that, I wanted to get a little bit of range up as well, and then from there, we could start doing Wildy Slayer. Unfortunately, I had to go and do the museum as well, which was a bit of a pain, but all in all, we did manage to get that done, and then from there, we started our Wilderness Slayer adventure. So my first Wilderness Slayer task was Greater Demons, which as you guys probably know, is a terrible task to get at the very start of the game, especially after you've used all your magic staff charges. Greater Demons are only located in multi-combat areas. The primary spot that you can safe spot them is in 50 Wild, and while you're on stream with 800 viewers, it's not really a good idea to go and do that. Otherwise, you'll just get stream sniped and it'll all turn into turmoil. So I canceled that task, went for the Ice Fiends instead, and after that, we will head back to Wildy Slayer. So for my second Wilderness Slayer task of the day, I happened to get rogues, which is not too bad of a task if you think about it, because there's 2 spots to kill rogues. One is obviously the Rogue's Den in multi, which is pretty dangerous, but the other spot that not as many people probably think about is southwest of Mage Bank, where there's a couple rogue spawns, and having a chance to get mysterious emblems in a pretty secluded area with low-level NPCs that you can actually get decent experience on is pretty good early in. Unfortunately, I didn't get any emblems during this task at all, which kind of sucked for like 155 rogues or whatever it is that I had to kill, but I did eventually get sniped here, which was kind of unfortunate, and I'll show you guys what happened here. But this here could have been a really good task, and unfortunately this kind of messed it up for me. So my plan to escape here was to use the web respawning in between us and have a couple seconds of grace to either log out or go and bank for food. Unfortunately, I don't use RuneLite, so I don't know when the web is going to respawn. I prefer to just use the vanilla client, but I think that this guy here, like most players nowadays, uses RuneLite, so it kind of cheated and told him that the web was going to respawn before it was, in which case he ran over to the side that I wanted to be on instead of him, and he was able to kind of outmaneuver me because obviously he knew when the web was going to respawn. To which point, I just decided to run to the bats. He obviously realized how long it would take to get a kill on me inside these NPCs that take a long time to kill at such a low level, and he went back to training on rogues or doing whatever it was that he wanted to do. But I was on low supplies, so I definitely had to go bank before proceeding with anything else. So instead of going back up to my Slayer task, once I got all my food and stuff, I thought about maybe getting 43 prayer instead. Having overheads that early on is such an advantage, but Green Dragons is usually pretty packed. So, knowing I needed to also make some money, I went to Lumbridge, got some anti-dragon shields, and I thought about it for a second. Since this is only the second tournament with auto-completed quests, there might be a couple players out there that don't even realize they can get this shield for free. So, what I decided to do was get a couple inventories of these, chuck them in the GE for anywhere between 500 GP to 1k, and over the course of probably 3 or 4 hours, I ended up selling all of them and made about 30 to 40k off that. Now, most people would probably be like, that's not really a lot, blah, 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 not even worth your time. But early on the first couple hours of DEADMAN mode, that is absolutely huge. That's the difference between having an account with a dragon dagger and almost a couple of pots and stuff and having nothing. So realistically, that was a pretty good tactic, and if I thought about it sooner, I would have done it at the start of the game and had maybe anywhere between 100 to 200 in there and actually made a decent amount of money. So after a couple of hours of green drags, I managed to make a little bit of money, get a couple of decent drops like the Addy Fulham and a few nature runes and law rune drops, and we also managed to get 43 prayer. Now, one thing I do have to say is green dragons are absolutely a bitch at the start of demo mode, and I really wish Jagex would update the amount of dragons or add a couple of different dragon spots, because right now at every single dragon, especially with being like there's only one world, there's literally like 4 or 5 people per dragon, and if you have like rune light or anything like that, you can obviously get the first hit on the dragon, which makes it a little bit unfair to the players who don't. But on top of that, it's just kind of annoying to have to deal with, and it takes a lot of time out of the first day to compete for that, especially when dragons are pretty much the only good way to get prayer up, seeing as they give double bone drops. So when I finally did go back up to rogues in order to finish my slayer task, I'm not even kidding, there was like 10 people here and there's only 2 rogue spawns, so it made it an extremely impossible task to get this finished, which should have been a 20 to 30 minute task, ended up being like 2 to 3 hours. But I finally did finish, and at that point I was just annoyed with Wilderness Slayer. I was annoyed with Slayer in general, and so we decided to go and do something else. So seeing as Wilderness Slayer, like I said, was extremely overpopulated, and rightly so, you get PvP drops, and you also have the chance of getting emblems. Not only that, but the Wilderness is an extremely safe spot in demo mode when it comes to being able to box NPCs, the fact that all the monsters are aggro, and of course, there's a PJ timer. So any teams that are trying to kill you in the Wilderness, it's pretty much impossible unless they have literally 50 people. But I decided to go and do regular Slayer because I definitely wanted to be able to use a Slayer staff for Barrows later on. And surprisingly enough, this Ice Giants task was actually really chill. Hardly anybody here, NPCs weren't too bad to deal with, and we did manage to get 71 range. So seeing as I didn't actually have any income on this game apart from the dragon hides I sold earlier and anti-dragon shields, I knew I had to make some money, and the only way I was really going to do that is by getting some decent drops. Wilderness Slayer is too much of a gamble at this point, so I decided to go and do Waterfall Quest and camp some fire giants. Now, I just kind of wanted to throw this clip in here because this was a little bit funny. This dude dropped his runes outside, and I just wanted to mess with him a little bit. And I don't know, some people might think it's funny, some people might think it's immature, but I just want to throw it in there because it made me laugh. You see, it was all in good fun. I meant no harm. Now, after finishing Waterfall so many times on all the different servers, I finally managed to get this one down completely without a quest, so it only really takes like 10 to 15 minutes to do, especially when you have stamina pots. So I managed to finish the quest, get 30 attack and strength, and then of course have the ability to kill fire giants for rune skims. Now, this was actually quite annoying. It took me hours to get a rune skim drop. I know it's a 1 in 128, it's not supposed to be a super easy drop, but there were literally people coming there, getting rune skims, and leaving 3 or 4 times before I even got one. This one dude I was in the room with even got 3 in a row before I got one. So I was a little bit pissed off. It was taking an extremely long time to get a rune skim. I felt like my RNG was just horrible, but it ended up working out. Alright, now I promise, I'm not a fucking staking addict or anything, but I felt like since I was here for 3 or 4 hours, I had to at least make it worth my time. So what I would do is every 2 hours or so, I would log off DMM mode, log into 07, and go and stake. So, not gonna lie, this kinda worked pretty well. Alright, now I don't feel like I've wasted so much time because we profited 88 mil. Can't be complaining about that. Back to Fire Giants. Alright, so maybe this is karma for what I did to that guy earlier outside Galerial's tomb in regards to the runes, but I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty funny, and just like I can give a joke, I can take one too. Ah, Rune Sim! Hey, yo, it worked! No! He fucking dropped you piece of... You fucking cocksucker! You kidding me? Go to hell, honestly, bro. Go fuck yourself. Dude. Do it again. No balls. Wait, hold on, where is it? Didn't see. Alright, so Telekinetic Grab is a fucking scuffed spell. Are you kidding me? If I lose my Law Rune, I should definitely get the item. I mean, like, that means the spell went off. That means that it should be successful, right? Like, yo, someone needs to honestly forget PvP changes. Someone needs to fix Telekinetic Grab. You know what? Fuck this shit. I'm going back to the duel arena. So is somebody gonna explain to me why I can make 300 plus mil like it's nothing, but I can't get a 25k rune skim drop at Fire Giants? Okay, well, never mind. There we go. We finally got the rune skim. And another one. And another one. Okay, I don't get this place at all. From this point here, I decided, you know what? Demo mode has been going on for a while. I need to take a little bit of a break. So I decided to go to sleep and prep for the second day. Now, I slept a lot longer than I wanted to, probably because I didn't sleep at all the night before, so I was playing demo mode 14 hours on 2 hours of sleep, which is definitely not a smart choice. Don't recommend anybody does that if you're planning on playing the demo mode tournament. You need as much rest as you can get. But when I decided to wake up, I managed to get a Bears Wilderness Slayer task, and I casually did this. To my surprise, within like 60 kills, we did actually pull 3 emblems, which was a pretty good cash upgrade considering how much I had at the time. So after AFK training for about 7 to 8 hours to catch up, I managed to muster up some pretty good stats, and with a little bit of help from one of the homies, I did actually end up getting a couple of donations so that I could go and do Barrows. Wasn't anything insane, wasn't like I was getting no whips, no furies, D boots, something like that, but a little bit of cash, a little bit of runes, and we're off to the races. Now, like the title of the video says, this Barrows trip was pretty crazy. I'm not sure if this is considered good luck or bad luck, but I'll let you guys decide. Let me know in the comments below if you think this is good luck or bad luck. Mind you, this is a demo tournament where the best items are Carol's top, Aram's top bottom, any Barrows helms, any Barrows legs. So things like weapons, plate bodies, Carol's crossbow, stuff like that is not really considered good at all. They're all pretty much alch value items. And here we go with chest number 1. I'm not going to show me killing all the bosses or anytime I got attacked or anything up here. I'm just going to show you guys the loot to spare you guys the pain of watching me kill the same monsters over and over and over again. Alrighty guys, and that is pretty much it for the video. We are now on day 3 of DMM mode. I'm currently just AFK training, trying to get my stats up, especially while I edit videos. It's a decent amount of time to just sit at skeletons or sit anywhere and just kill monsters with auto retaliate on. And yeah, so in about 25 chests, that was what we got. I only showed up until 20 because that was the last item. So we had a total of 2 Darox Great Axes, a Torag's Plate Body, and Torag Plate Legs. Obviously, the Torag Plate Legs are a pretty good drop. The Great Axes are actually pretty much useless. However, I did manage to sell one for 250k, and I sold the Torag's Plate Body for 400k. So 650k cash in profit. And then I was able to sell the rest of the runes and everything else I've got because Barrows is pretty steady GP for the most part. But all in all, that was my first 2 days of demo mode. We're doing okay now. I still feel like I'm a little bit behind. I've been sleeping quite a bit, obviously, especially since I'm sick. I'm trying my best to stay in good health. But yeah, guys, hope you did enjoy the video. This is what the stats are looking like as of right now. We got 75 attack, 89 strength, 78 defense, 79 range, 45 prayer, still I need to get that up, 78 mage, and 85 HP at 99 combat, and I'm just training down here. I usually try and stream everything I do other than training and certain money making methods and quests. I'd like to obviously give you guys as much content as I can on Twitch, so if you do want to go check those out and you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and comment down below. Hit that sub button if you haven't already, and please do follow my Twitch channel and my Twitter. Links to both of those are in the description. So hopefully, like I said, you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time in a day or so with another video as soon as I've made some decent progress. Expect a live stream at least sometime tonight or tomorrow, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you very much for tuning in, and yeah, bye.